Hello, all. The next question in this subject is provisions and laws of Custom Act. Introduction. The Custom Act governs import export procedures comprehensively. Enacted in 1962, it manages customs regulations, ensures control duty assessment on imported goods, facilitates lawful trade and economic security, helps curb smuggling and fraudulent import practices, establishes customs officers' powers for enforcement, manages foreign trade policies under law, aligns with international trade standards efficiently, applies stringent penalties on custom law violations, protects national interests via strict custom control. Key provisions of Custom Acts, Section 12, Levy of Custom Duty, duties imposed on goods import or export, basis of levying duty on customs entries. Custom duties include basic additional duties, example import duty on electronic goods importation. Case law Khemka and Company versus State of Maharashtra. Case addressed applicability of sales tax laws. Issue arose on re-imported goods taxation, goods re-imported after initial export transactions. Maharashtra government imposed sales tax duties. Khemka and Company contested sales tax applicability, claimed re-imported goods were exempt from tax. Supreme Court reviewed sales tax jurisdiction, ruled re-imported goods taxable in Maharashtra, established precedent for sales tax on re-imports, reinforced states' rights on taxing re-imported goods. Section 17, Assessment of Duty. Duty assessment based on goods classification details includes valuation description for duty rate application. Customs office sir assesses value for calculating duty. Example, valuation of luxury cars import price. Case law Commissioner of Customs versus GM Exports. Case dealt with duty on imported goods valuation. Dispute on transaction value for duty assessment. Customs used higher value for duty calculations. GM Exports argued for invoice based valuation, argued actual transaction value should determine duty. Customs Commissioner insisted on revised higher valuation. Supreme Court examined customs valuation criteria. Court ruled in favor of transaction based valuation, upheld GM Exports' view on invoice accuracy, established transparency in customs duty assessment. Section 47, Clearance of imported goods. Goods cleared post duty payment by importer, mandatory document verification for goods release, efficient goods management upon clearing customs. Example, importer clearing electronics after duty. Case law UOI versus Measures Solar Pesticides Limited. Case involved duty drawback on exported goods. Solar Pesticides claimed drawback on exported items, claimed drawback despite using imported raw materials. Union of India disputed drawback eligibility claim, argued duty drawback not applicable for raw materials, issued focused on a refund of input duty paid. Supreme Court clarified drawback eligibility principles, denied drawback if raw materials were duty free, ruled drawback for duty paid raw materials valid, established guidelines for duty drawback applicability. Section 111, Confiscation of improperly imported goods, goods liable for confiscation on law violation. covers smuggled or fraudulent imported items, ensures customs compliance with legal provisions. Example, seizure of unauthorized gold imports. Case law, Collector versus Varsha Plastics Private Limited. Case involved improper classification of imported goods. Varsha Plastics misclassified goods to avoid duties. Goods classified under a lower duty category. Customs authorities challenge incorrect classification choice. Misclassification aimed at reducing payable customs duty. Customs collector demanded correct duty payment amount. Supreme Court ruled on classification correctness, held Varsha Plastics liable for full duty, confirmed penalties for intentionally null duty evasion practices, reinforced strict enforcement of duty classifications. Section 135 penalties for Customs Act violation imposed penalties for fraudulent declarations, included fines, imprisonment for severe breaches, enforces law by deterring unlawful activities. Example, importer caught evading customs duty. Case law, Mohanlal versus UOI. Case involved smuggling and customs law violations. Mohanlal Sharma accused of illegal gold import. Authorities seized undeclared gold at customs check. Sharma argued against seizure and penalty imposed. Claimed innocence due to lack of knowledge. Customs argued intentional evasion of customs duties. Supreme Court examined evidence and intent factors. Court ruled against Sharma's claim of innocence, upheld Caesar imposed penalty for smuggling offense, reinforced strict stance on smuggling deterrence. Important customs regulations with case references while evaluation rules 2007 ensures fair import duty calculations. Drawback rules allows duty refund on exports. Prohibition on import and export of goods controls restricted goods movement. Customs duty exemptions enables concessions for government notified goods. Anti-dumping duty provisions counteracts dumping to protect local industry. Customs Tariff Act regulates classification and duty structures. Customs brokers licensing regulation governs brokers at aiding imports. Penal code for customs officers misconduct, accountability of customs enforcement. Says customs regulations provide simplified duty procedures. Risk management systems in customs helps automated assessment process. Conclusion, Customs Act safeguards economic interests robustly, controls import export to prevent illegal trade, imposes penalties for customs law non-compliance, aligns with global customs trade regulations efficiently, balances trade flow with stringent controls, ensures effective monitoring of restricted items, confiscates unauthorized goods entering jurisdiction, empowers officers for efficient customs administration, reduces duty in evasion, maintaining revenue standards, custom acts, fosters regulated lawful international trade.